Hey everybody, I'm John and this is Blind Whiskey Reviews. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. As always, don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below so you know every time I upload a new video and every time I'm starting a new live stream. Today we'll be reviewing the Smooth Ambler Old Scout straight bourbon whiskey, and I'm really excited to do this one for you because I've had this bottle for quite a while and I've been really excited to try it, and I haven't been able to open it because it hasn't come up for review, so I'm super stoked that it did. So let's not waste any time, let's jump back in time and get to the review. Alright everybody, let's get into the whiskey. This one, we got a nice medium amber color, a little orange around the edges. On the nose, some nice fruity characters on the nose. Definitely hit with some berry, lighter fruits, the apple, the pear. Maybe a touch of citrus. Not getting much, maybe a very small touch of oak. Right now I'm not picking up much of the, the brown sugar, the caramel, those kind of notes. Not picking up much of those on this. I like the nose so far. Touch of a burn. So maybe we've got a little bit of proof on this. Anyways, let's get to the taste. Cheers. Definitely got a quick burn right up front. As soon as it hit my tongue, kind of felt a burn from the alcohol, which is kind of taken away from the flavor at this point. Let me get a second taste here on the palate and see what we've got for some flavor notes. Yeah, so on the front of the palate, those same flavor notes I described on the nose in terms of the fruits are exactly what I'm getting on the palate. The lighter fruits, the apple, the pear, definitely like a berry-like note. I'd almost say like a raspberry character. I wouldn't say, touch of citrus there. A little bit of bitterness in the back. Towards the middle of the palate, those lighter fruits kind of go away. You're left with more darker fruits. Now we're coming into some maybe like, to go along with those berry characters, there's maybe like a plum-like character. On the back of the palate, you're left with just the slightest hint of oak. You're left with a little bit of bitterness. On this particular whiskey, you can definitely taste the alcohol. So I'm wondering if it's a bit younger. It feels a little sharp. Like I said, you're tasting the alcohol, so I'm wondering if we're a little bit on the younger side here. I still love the nose though. I love all those fruity characters. I love when berries mixed in on the nose. To me, it just rounds out those fruits and brings a very like complex, fruity nose to it. Nose hasn't changed too much. Finish is medium. It's got a thinner mouthfeel. Definitely doesn't coat the mouth. The flavors do linger for quite a while though, so it's got more of a lengthy finish, kind of like the longer end of medium. You're left with a little bit of that bitterness, a hint of the fruity characters that were there before. It's good. It's not overly complex. Like I said, there's just a few flavor notes there. you don't really get into any of those deeper notes. And so you've got a couple darker fruit notes, but you're not getting into any like the tobacco, the leather, the the brown sugar, the dark flavors that you'd get on maybe something that's a little bit older. I feel like this is a little younger. I feel like we're in maybe the 90 to 95 proof range. I'm feeling like the more of the sharpness that I'm feeling on this tongue might have to do with the age more than the proof. Let's add a few drops of water and see if we can open this thing up just a touch. Almost brought out a couple of the deeper fruit notes more forward and kind of overwhelmed some of the lighter fruits. They're all still there, but the nose is still good. Maybe picking up on a hint of a cinnamon character now. Very light, kind of towards the middle of the palate. Yeah, I like this whiskey. I think it's good. Like I said, it feels younger, but I don't know if that's the case or not. And the more I've drank it, the first sip tasted really sharp, and the more I've drank it, the less sharp it's tasted. So maybe it's not quite as young as I was thinking at first. I'm just not picking up on a lot of woody characters or characters that would suggest it has a lot of age on it, although it does a reasonably dark color, so not that that's the end-all be-all for age, but maybe we're kind of in those middle ranges. Maybe that like 4 to 5 year range, perhaps. All right, guys. Well, for this whiskey, I think it's good. I think it's got some great flavors. I could use a little bit more complexity. I could use... I'm kind of remiss to say could use a higher proof, because as it sits, you can definitely taste the alcohol. It's a little, like I said, it was a little sharp at first. That's died down a little bit now that I've gotten some on the palate, and obviously the alcohol has kind of numbed my palate to those effects a little bit. But I don't know that I wanted a higher proof necessarily. Obviously, usually things at a higher proof got more flavor, more punch. I don't know that I want a bigger alcohol punch from it, but I think the flavors are good. I could use a little bit more complexity, but I think this is a solid whiskey. I'm going to give it an 83. I think it's good, solid, drinkable whiskey, and let's find out what it is. This is Smooth Ambler Old Scout Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 7 years. I have been waiting to try one of these Smooth Ambler whiskeys. I've had this bottle for quite a while, so let me go grab it and we'll talk about this whiskey a little bit more. All right, we just finished the review of the Smooth Ambler Old Scout Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is 7 years old and bottled at 99 proof, 49.5% alcohol by volume. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the review, I've been super excited to drink this whiskey. I've been waiting for it. I've had this bottle for quite a while. I was able to pick this bottle up when I was traveling, I believe, in Atlanta, and I was excited to find it then. Now, this particular bottling, I believe, to my understanding, has been discontinued. They don't produce this whiskey anymore, and the reason I wanted to still review it is because these are still out there. There was a shelf full of them when I was in Atlanta, and I've seen them in a couple other places. They're reasonably priced. In terms of value, this whiskey goes for about $40, which I think is a good value. It's a good whiskey. It's drinkable. It's got an age statement. It's got a good proof. So I definitely think it's one you should pick up if you get the opportunity. Just a little information on this whiskey is this whiskey is from Smooth Ambler, and Smooth Ambler is one of the companies that are very transparent about what they're doing with their whiskey. And in this particular bottling of the Old Scout bourbon, they sourced this whiskey from MGP in Indiana. So this is a sourced product. They've been releasing their Smooth Ambler Old Scout bourbon sourced from MGP for quite a while, a few years now. And I have a couple of their single barrel bottlings that I can't wait to review as well. I have been waiting to get to those, so I'm excited to do that as well. This is a really good whiskey, had some great flavors, very drinkable. It got a good score, and I think upon re-review, it might even get a better score as I've been sipping it a little bit in between the review and now, and it's even developing a little bit more. So I'm really excited to get a little bit more into this bottle and to re-review this in a few months for you guys and let you know how it's doing. But I would definitely say if you get the opportunity to pick one of these up in that $40 price range, I would definitely do it. I think it's well worth it. So if you've had the Smooth Ambler Old Scout, 7-year, 99 proof bottling, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinions on the other Smooth Ambler Old Scout bourbon bottlings as well. I've heard great stuff from some of the other guys, like Scott over on My Bourbon Journey. I know is a big fan of this stuff, so I'm really excited to get into a little bit more of it in the future here. So again, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and as always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews@gmail.com, and until next time, cheers.